Now to our GMA cover story. Aly Raisman was one of those brave young women who just testified on Capitol Hill yesterday. The gold medalist's astonishing speech before Congress, calling attention to the FBI's handling of the Larry Nassar sexual abuse case. And Aly is good enough to join us live right now. Let me just say how proud we are of you, all four of you. Thank you for your bravery and for speaking out as you did. Can you just take us into the hearing room and let us know the emotions that you felt?
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's hard to describe. First of all, just putting together the testimony was so difficult because it's so personal. We only had a small amount of time, and it's trying to think about what is important to say. Also recognizing this is so much bigger than just my experience. There's so many people out there that are affected by the mishandling of, the FBI, USAG, and USOC. So trying to put that together, I overthink every single word. And so I went last for the testimony, and in listening to Simone, Maggie, and Michaela, I am so proud of them and support them so much. But because I am so close to them and they are my dear friends, it was really hard to listen to them because I care about them so much. And then I was nervous, obviously, to go. And I think in the beginning of the speech, I felt really scared because it is really intimidating. And, I wanted to say the right things. I put pressure on myself. I hope that this is the day that somebody listens to us and somebody investigates into what happened, because we've been actually saying the same thing for years, but not much has happened.
So what do you hope that the nation took away from your testimony, and that of Simone, Michaela, and Maggie?
Yeah, I really hope that people realize just how bad things are. I mean, this is a really big cover-up, and the fact that the FBI, USA Gymnastics, and the United States Olympic and Paralympic Committee didn't think that this was important enough to handle it the right way is horrific. And so many people could have been spared the abuse. If you go back decades, Nassar was first reported decades ago, and I would have never met him. I should have never met him. And after I reported, there was over 100 new victims that were abused, and I've met many of those survivors, and it's absolutely horrific. So I think it's important for people to recognize the power of one adult doing the right thing, one adult believing, validating a survivor, and listening and taking proper action. And I'm really hoping that the senators, they seem to be validating. They seem to have been very supportive yesterday, and I hope they take that support and put it into action and actually do an investigation and make sure that we're looking at how the FBI, USAG, and USOPC are all related and connected, and the people that wronged us need to be held accountable so that no child gets hurt. Some of those people who enabled us might still be in positions of power. We don't know because we don't have the answers yet.
That's why an investigation is so necessary, as you all said. And I heard it when you told senators that it took over 14 months for the FBI to contact you after your initial report in 2015. So how did the mishandling of this case impact your recovery? Because you said many don't realize this type of trauma sometimes can carry on with people for the rest of their lives, Aly.
Yeah, it's really hard. It takes everything I have. And I wanted to mention yesterday that while I may look like I have it together, I'm not crying. It takes everything I have to do that. I'm sure if people saw me behind closed doors this weekend, I definitely don't look like the same person that they saw in that room. It's really, really hard, and it's really affected me. I feel like it actually honestly affects me more than it did a few years ago, where I feel really nauseous, where I get really lightheaded, where I get really bad migraines now. I mean, to be honest, I haven't really been able to work out in years. I went from working out 7 hours some days to not really even being able to work out at all, because that's how much processing my abuse has impacted me. There was a long time where I couldn't even stand up in the shower because it took everything out of me. And every time I speak out about it, it's reliving it. And it's also recognizing I recognize that most survivors don't have the opportunity to come on Good Morning America, and I'm very grateful that I do get to come on, but I take that responsibility very seriously, is that a lot of survivors don't get the support and the validation. Like, I recognize that the four of us yesterday, it's very unusual that all the senators are saying they support us and they believe us. I recognize that's not usual, and so I take that. I'm very grateful for that. But so I think about other survivors, for the survivors that don't feel validated and believed. I'm affected by it so much, and I feel so supported by our country, and I'm so grateful for that. But I think about the other survivors, the little boy, the little girl at home that is abused in their family, and they are told that their abuse doesn't matter, or they're making it up. And I am fighting for that person because I know that this is so much bigger than me.
You are so well spoken. Thank you. Thank you for speaking up, not only for yourself and your teammates, but for those that feel that they're voiceless. You are giving them a voice this morning, Aly. And thank you for getting up and being with us this morning. You take care.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. Michael?